The soft glow of the screen illuminates Sarah's face in the dim light of her bedroom. It's nearly midnight, a time she had promised herself she would reserve for sleep. Yet, here she is, thumb hovering over the familiar icon of her favorite social media app. A small, nagging thought whispers in the back of her mind, a reminder of the early morning meeting she has tomorrow. But another, more powerful urge pushes that thought aside. What if she missed something important? A friend's life update, a funny video, a piece of breaking news. The curiosity is a physical itch, a tension that only unlocking her phone seems capable of relieving. She tells herself it will only be for a minute, just a quick scroll. That 1 minute, as it so often does, stretches into a much longer, undefined expanse of time. 15 minutes pass, 30 minutes pass, nearly an hour. Each post, each like, each short video clip delivers a tiny, fleeting pulse of satisfaction. The world outside her screen fades into a distant hum. The looming deadline and the need for rest are forgotten, replaced by an endless stream of digital content designed to hold her attention captive. For decades, dopamine was misunderstood as the brain's primary pleasure chemical. You eat a piece of chocolate, you get a rush of dopamine, and you feel good. While there is a kernel of truth in that, the full story is far more nuanced and fascinating. Dopamine is not so much about the pleasure of receiving a reward as it is about the motivation to obtain it. Think of it as the molecule of more. Motivation, anticipation, seeking. It is the neurochemical engine that drives our seeking behavior, pushing us to explore, to strive, and to pursue things that our brain believes are essential for our survival and well-being. It is the force that propelled our ancestors to hunt for food, seek out mates, and discover new territories. Dopamine's primary function is to signal the potential for a reward. When your brain anticipates something good might happen, it releases a small amount of dopamine. This release creates a feeling of desire and focuses your attention on the potential prize. It is the feeling you get when you hear the familiar notification chime from your phone. You have not even seen the message yet, but your brain has already released dopamine in anticipation of what it might be. A text from a friend, a like on your photo, an exciting news alert. This anticipation is often more powerful and more intoxicating than the reward itself. Our smartphones have become the most effective dopamine delivery devices ever invented. Every feature, from the pull to refresh mechanism to the red notification badges, is meticulously designed to trigger our brain's reward-seeking circuitry. These are not accidental features, they are the result of extensive research and A/B testing aimed at maximizing user engagement. App developers and tech companies have, in essence, reverse-engineered the human brain's motivational system. They know that to keep you coming back, they need to keep your dopamine circuits firing, and they have developed a powerful arsenal of techniques to do just that. Consider the simple act of receiving a notification. The sound, the vibration, the visual cue on your screen all serve as a powerful trigger. Your brain doesn't know if the notification is a critical work email or a meaningless game update. All it knows is that there is a potential reward waiting to be claimed. This uncertainty is key. Unpredictable rewards are far more compelling than predictable ones. If you knew that every 10th time you checked your phone you would get a nice message, the behavior would become routine. But because the rewards are random, sometimes you get something great, sometimes you get nothing, your brain remains hooked. It's the same principle that makes slot machines so addictive. Every time you repeat a behavior that results in a dopamine release, you are actively strengthening the neural pathway associated with that behavior. Think of your brain as a dense forest. The first time you check your phone after a notification, it's like forging a new path through thick undergrowth. It takes conscious effort. Each subsequent time you follow that path, the trail becomes clearer, more defined, and easier to travel. After hundreds or thousands of repetitions, that path becomes a well-worn highway. This process of habit formation is governed by a part of the brain called the basal ganglia. When a behavior is new, your prefrontal cortex, the thinking, planning part, is heavily involved. You are consciously deciding to act, but as the behavior is repeated and consistently rewarded, the basal ganglia takes over. The action becomes automated, moving from a conscious decision to an unconscious habit. You might find yourself with your phone in your hand, scrolling through a feed without any memory of having decided to pick it up. The habit circuit has been activated automatically by a cue, a moment of boredom, a moment of anxiety. Dopamine acts as the cement that hardens these neural pathways. When a cue, the notification sound, leads to a routine, checking the phone, which results in a reward, like a social like or an interesting video, dopamine reinforces the entire loop. This makes it more likely that the next time you encounter the cue, you'll automatically execute the routine. Technology designers are explicitly aware of this habit loop. It consists of a cue, a routine, and a reward. They engineer products to provide all three in a rapid, repeating cycle, effectively accelerating habit formation and embedding their apps into our daily lives. The consequence is our brains become rewired to seek out these digital rewards above all else. The quick, easy, and unpredictable dopamine hits from our phones can make real-world activities seem dull by comparison. Reading a book, having a deep conversation, going for a walk in nature. These activities provide a slower, more subtle satisfaction and don't trigger the same intense dopamine spikes as a viral video or a flood of notifications. As a result, the neural pathways for these deeper activities can weaken, while the superhighways leading to our screens become ever more dominant, shaping our desires and dictating where we place our attention. Two of the most powerful features that hijack our dopamine system are the infinite scroll and the pull-to-refresh mechanism. The infinite scroll and the pull-to-refresh mechanism. The infinite scroll, now a standard feature on nearly every social media and newsfeed, eliminates any natural stopping point. In the past, content was organized into pages. When you reached the bottom of a page, you had a moment to pause and make a conscious decision. Do I want to click to the next page? This small moment of friction was a crucial off-ramp. The infinite scroll removes that friction entirely. The content simply keeps flowing, pulling you deeper into the app with a seamless, unending stream of novelty. This design preys on our brain's innate desire for new information. Our dopamine system is highly attuned to novelty. Each new post, photo, or headline that scrolls into view has the potential to be a reward. Most of it is mundane, but every so often you stumble upon something truly interesting, funny, or outrageous. It is this intermittent reinforcement, the occasional discovery of a gem amidst the noise, that keeps you scrolling. Your brain learns that if it just keeps going, another reward is inevitable. It transforms your feed into a bottomless treasure chest where the next amazing discovery is always just a flick of the thumb away. Similarly, the pull-to-refresh feature was famously modeled directly on the lever of a slot machine. When you pull down on your screen, there is a small delay, a moment of suspense, before the new content loads. Your brain is filled with the question, what will I get this time? Will it be a new email, a flurry of likes, or nothing at all? This action directly mimics the variable reward schedule that makes gambling so compelling. You are pulling a lever to see if you have won a prize, and the unpredictability of the outcome is what makes the behavior so hard to stop. The combination of these features creates a deeply immersive and often mindless experience. We can lose hours to scrolling without any real sense of satisfaction or fulfillment. In fact, prolonged use often leads to feelings of emptiness, anxiety, and even depression. We are engaging in a behavior that provides continuous low-grade stimulation to our dopamine circuits, but it lacks the substance and meaning that lead to genuine well-being. We are like rats in a cage, pressing a lever for a tiny pellet of sugar, all the while neglecting the more nutritious and fulfilling food available just outside the cage. The good news is that we are not helpless against these powerful designs. While our brains are vulnerable to digital hijacking, they are also plastic and capable of change. By understanding the mechanisms, we can implement simple, science-backed strategies to regain control of our attention. The goal isn't to abandon technology, but to move from compulsive use to mindful, intentional engagement. First, create friction between you and your device. Turn off all non-essential notifications. This is perhaps the single most effective thing you can do. Every buzz, every ding, every red badge. By disabling them, you remove unpredictable triggers. You decide when to check apps, not the apps. Go into your phone's settings and be ruthless. Keep notifications for phone calls. Keep notifications for text messages from your closest contacts. Turn everything else off. You'll be amazed at how much quieter your brain becomes. Second, design your environment for focus. Out of sight is out of mind. When you need to concentrate, work, reading, having a conversation, put your phone in another room. That physical distance adds real friction. If the urge arises, you have to get up and walk to another room. That delay gives your prefrontal cortex time to ask, do I really need to do this right now? Curate your phone's home screen. Move social and entertainment apps off the first page into a folder. Third, practice strategic abstinence and mindfulness. Designate phone-free times. The first hour after you wake up, the last hour before you go to sleep. This resets your dopamine balance and reduces constant stimulation. When you use your phone, be mindful. Before unlocking, take a deep breath and ask, what's my intention? Looking for specific information, or seeking a distraction from boredom? That small pause can mean intentional use instead of mindless consumption. In the battle for our attention, it can often feel like we are hopelessly outmatched. We are armed with our finite willpower. On the other side are armies of engineers and behavioral psychologists, using supercomputers to design products that are maximally addictive. But recognizing this imbalance is not a cause for despair. It is a call for a different kind of strategy. We cannot win by simply trying harder. We must win by being smarter. We must consciously and intentionally reshape our relationship with the technology that has become so deeply intertwined with our lives. Adding friction, curating our digital environment, practicing mindfulness. They are not about rejecting the modern world. They are about reclaiming our agency within it. They are about creating the space necessary for our brains to do what they do best. Think deeply, connect meaningfully with others, find joy in the real world. By understanding the neurobiological hooks that keep us tethered to our screens, we can learn to unhook ourselves. We can begin to treat our attention as the precious, finite resource it is, and to allocate it with purpose rather than having it endlessly siphoned away by algorithms. The path toward a healthier relationship with technology is not a one-time fix, but an ongoing practice. There will be times when you fall back into old habits, losing an evening to a mindless scroll. The key is to approach this with self-compassion, not judgment. Simply notice it, and gently guide yourself back toward intentionality. Every time you choose to put your phone down, every time you resist the urge to check a notification, you are strengthening the neural pathways of self-control. You are slowly but surely rewiring your brain for focus and presence. Ultimately, the future of our collective consciousness depends on our ability to master our tools rather than being mastered by them.